The next important one is the South China Sea. So the important in the South China Sea, because it is constantly in the news with the increasing Chinese aggression. For suppose Philippines has denied the Chinese claim on the agreement over the disputed South China Sea's Second Thomas Shoal. So Second Thomas Shoal is an island in this one. So Philippines has denied the Chinese claim on that particular island. Now let us discuss about the geographical thing. South China Sea is part of the Western Pacific Ocean. Remember that it is part of the Western Pacific Ocean, which is roughly stretching from the Singapore and then to the Strait of Malacca in the southwest and to the Strait of Taiwan in the northeast. If you see here, so here from the here somewhere here it will be the Strait of Malacca, and from somewhere here it will be the Strait of Taiwan. So from this northeast to the southwest, this entire stretch in the Western Pacific Ocean is what we call it as the South China Sea. This is the South China Sea. Here it is the China. Here is the Taiwan. This is the Philippines. Here we have Malaysia. Here we have Vietnam. So what is this 9 dash line? So the 9 dash line. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the China has drawn this 9 dash line, indicating that whatever that is present within this 9 dash line is the Chinese territory. So that is why there is a constant conflicts that is in the South China Sea between the other countries. But as we have discussed that the UN clause permits the equidistance principle while demarcating the maritime boundary. But China does not follow this particular aspects and claims the entire South China Sea to itself. So as part of that only, for suppose if you see the Paracel Islands. So the Paracel Islands are in the disputed territory of this particular region. Then we have the Scarborough Shoal, Second Thomas Shoal, Sabina Shoal. So these forms as part of the particular, this yellow line indicates the Philippines maritime, it is the exclusive economic zone that officially has to be given to the Philippines. But the 9 dash line also takes the integrity over this particular 3 regions. So that is where Scarborough Shoal, Second Thomas Shoal, Sabina Shoal, these are the conflicted areas between the Philippines as well as the China, and also this partly islands also part of this particular thing. So in this way, there is a constant conflict between the China and the other rim nations in the South China Sea. So if you see the what is how this conflict has arisen in this particular region, so we'll be discussing this. In 1992, China has claimed the entire South China Sea, citing its historical rights. And in 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration that has ruled against the China and given this, stating that 9 dash line has no legal basis. So the Permanent Court of Arbitration has given a ruling against the China. This is the news. Now, what is the importance of this particular South China Sea? So 1/3 of the global maritime trade, including the 40% of the petroleum products, passes through this region. That itself shows it's very significant, because going from the Indian Ocean region and then connecting to the Pacific Ocean region, so it is very important that it passes through the South China Sea. And what are the key disputes? As I told you, 9 dash line is there. That is an imaginary line of the China, which covers almost entire South China Sea, and it overlaps with the exclusive economic zone claims of the countries such as Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Taiwan, Vietnam. Taiwan is not a direct country, but it is a territorial autonomous country, autonomous geographical location. So some of the important islands that are in the conflict is the Paracel Islands. Paracel Islands is controlled by the China, but it is claimed by the Taiwan as well as the Vietnam. And next is the Spratly Islands. It is claimed by the China, Taiwan, Vietnam, Philippines, and Malaysia. These many countries claim, but it is mainly between the Philippines and the China. And Scarborough Shoal is primarily between the China, Taiwan, and the Philippines. And also the Second Thomas Shoal, it is a submerged reef. It is located near the Spratly Islands. So these are the important islands that are there in the news. Please read this and refer to the map for the better understanding. And what is the role of India that can play in the South China Sea? Let us discuss this. So as part of our Look East policy, India has the strong relationship with the Southeast Asian countries. Despite China is disapproving all these things, but India has a strong relationship. What is the strategic importance? So waterway. The South China Sea links the Indian Ocean to the East Asian Sea via the Malacca Strait, which is crucial for the global trade. Then trade, as I told you, nearly 40% of the petroleum trade happens to this region, and Malacca Strait is forming a key particular arrangement in this regard. Then energy. So India seeks the securing of the energy resources in this particular region. That is where we are going for a joint exploration of the oil block with the Vietnam. So oil block number 128 with the Vietnam. So during this particular phase only, China has shown an external aggression and called off for the withdrawal of India from this region. That is where escalation that has happened in the recent time. And objectives is what? Free and open inclusive maritime domain. That is the main principle of the Indo-Pacific and the Sagar doctrine of India. As part of that, South China Sea also is looking for India is looking for a free and open South China Sea. So what we are following as a strategist in order to get the better outcome for this particular region is India is having a good ties with the ASEAN countries. It is conducting joint naval exercises there and supporting the Act East policy, neighborhood first policy, Sagar doctrine, and then the Quad country policies. This is what all about the South China Sea, India's significance in that region, China's dominance in that particular region, and also the conflict it has been with the other ASEAN nations with respect to the sharing of the boundary and the exclusive economic zones in this regard. So